All right, let's talk about something huge that's happening in the world of AI right now. Some folks are starting to call it the sovereign frontier. And this is way more than just about making chatbots faster. We're talking about AI literally building its own world from the ground up. So that's the big question for today, right? If AI is actually constructing its own territory, its own independent world, what's the plan? What does that blueprint even look like? Well, we've broken it down into three key layers, and we're going to start right at the very foundation.
Okay, let's get into it. Before a single bit of AI magic can happen, you need the physical stuff to support it. I mean, the actual chips, the servers, and the frankly unbelievable power sources that are forming the bedrock of this whole new world.
And I really can't stress this enough. Every single mind blowing AI feature we hear about is totally 100% dependent on this massive, global, and incredibly expensive hardware revolution that's going on as we speak. What's so fascinating here is you can see these three completely different strategies all aiming for the same thing: total command over their own infrastructure. So first, you've got OpenAI working on its own chips, the sovereign one, basically to stop being so reliant on NVIDIA. Then you've got NVIDIA itself using its own AI to design and build AI factories. Think about that, automated facilities to make its own gear faster. And then there's the real moonshot. Microsoft and OpenAI are planning a data center so enormous it needs its own nuclear reactor. Just wow. $20 billion. That's the rumored price tag for that Stargate data center project. That number alone just perfectly captures the insane scale we're talking about. This isn't just about building a bigger warehouse for servers. It's about completely reimagining how we do energy and infrastructure, all to power one single massive AI. Okay, so let's move up to the next layer of our blueprint. Once you've laid this incredible physical foundation, what kind of intelligence can you actually run on it? We're basically moving from the body of this new world to the brain. Right, and this is the crucial part. All this hardware isn't just about making things a little bit faster. It is unlocking fundamentally new abilities that were just, well, impossible before. It's allowing these AI models to think and to remember in ways that are a massive leap forward. And to really get that leap, we've got to know one key term: the context window. You can just think of it as the AI's short-term memory. The more stuff it can hold in its head at one time, the better it can reason. With a tiny window, it forgets what you said at the beginning of a conversation. With a giant window, it remembers everything. And this chart just says it all, doesn't it? The best models before this had a context window around 100,000 tokens. Google's new Gemini 3 Pro, 5 million tokens. I mean, that's not just a step up, it's a completely different league. It allows for something Google is calling active memory, which means the AI can hold onto the context of your chats for months, creating a genuine long-term memory. And what's cool is how this new power is being put to use. Google is really focusing on the individual user, using that massive memory to create a sort of digital twin of your personal history with the AI. But then you have a company like Anthropic, and they're aiming at developers in big companies. Their AI can map out a company's entire code base and show you the ripple effect of one tiny change across millions of lines of code. Two totally different problems, both being solved by this new layer of intelligence. Which, of course, brings us to our final and maybe the most important layer of the blueprint. We've built the physical world, and we've populated it with this new intelligence. So what are the rules? How does our society even begin to govern this new sovereign frontier? And that brings us to this kind of chilling new problem called agentic collusion. A recent security report highlighted this. It found that all these autonomous AI shopping agents, each one just trying to get the best price for its user, could, well, accidentally start coordinating with each other. They could learn to work together, and as the report warns, basically form a price-fixing cartel, all without any human telling them to. And society is already starting to react. Take a look at California's new Agent Transparency Act. It's really one of the first laws for this new frontier. It requires two pretty simple things. First, an AI agent has to tell you which company's code it's running on. And second, it has to tell you if it has any kind of financial kickback, like a hidden commission, to recommend one product over another. It's our first real attempt at writing a rule book. So, to wrap up the blueprint of this sovereign frontier, it all starts with a physical foundation, custom hardware, immense power. That foundation supports an incredible intelligence layer with long-term memory and complex reasoning. And on top of all that,
We're just now starting to write the societal rules to make sure this powerful new world is fair and transparent for all of us.
And that really leaves us with the big question to chew on. As these AI systems get more and more autonomous, more capable, more sovereign, who is ultimately in charge of writing the laws of this new frontier? Is it going to be governments, the companies building the tech, or something else entirely? That's a question we're all going to be answering together. Thanks for joining me.